Oh, you laughing at my lashes. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Let's see here. Have people come on. I know I hate having like little cricket lashes. For a woman, that's not a cute look. Uh-uh. So excited. Talk about COVID.
What's going on, audience? What's going on? Hey, it's good to see everybody, even though it's this way due to
Hello, hello,
COVID. This
hello,
is how we got to
hello.
roll.
Yeah.
But
So everybody
it's
coming
all
in.
good. We got a good show today. Yeah, me and my co-host, Akina Michelle.
I know. It feels
Y'all be
weird with just being
patient.
two of us,
Our
right?
other co-host, yeah. Lance Streets is he's on the way, so he's gonna chime in. So y'all just be patient. The co-host is on the way like Batman.
And he gonna come in like Batman, real fast, talking
Yeah,
real
he gonna be to
fast.
the rescue.
Yes, welcome to the village. Welcome to the village. All right. As you come in, put your name in the comments so we can say hello to you properly. Welcome to the village. Want to wait till everybody come in. We're going to start on tonight talking
Mm-hmm.
about the COVID-19 virus, how it has affected us as a community, as a family, individually. And this is a pandemic that not only has affected adults, it has affected children. Our children, their whole lives are being turned upside down. They're doing virtual school. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, Batman that came in the building.
Right. I told you he gonna come in like Batman.
Because you're gonna swoop on me like Batman real fast.
What I missed?
Now we just waiting on everybody to come on into the village so we can start talking about this COVID-19 pandemic and how it's changing the lives of everybody, from young to old to everybody in the middle. There's no exception to the rule for this particular pandemic.
Hell, no, not at all. And only people that's not affected is the rich, wealthy people, the wealthy
Well,
folks.
they're
They
affecting their own
capitalizing
little
off.
way, in their
They
own little way.
capitalizing.
Yeah, in their own little way, because we don't have as much money to give them right now as we normally would. So they're only making probably like 5 million instead of 25 million.
More like 20 million instead of 25 million.
Ooh.
I mean, it's been a lot, even all the way
Hey,
down to the
nah,
people.
but
Go ahead.
yeah, but you know what's funny? With y'all
Go ahead.
speaking on that, like a lot of these, the NFL, NBA, they not had these stadiums are not full. You got to think, man. These stadiums hold between 70 and 80, 70 and 100,000 people. So
Hmm.
that's revenue that's coming in that's not coming in. Concession sales, parking,
Hmm.
all that revenue that's usually coming in is not coming in now. So
It make you ask.
Exactly.
It makes you
it's
ask this
definitely
question: if I'm able to cut a check for an NBA
Mhm.
player, $50 million as a
Hmm.
contract, if you don't
Mhm.
have the money to sustain one season, it's either you're lying or you got bad management. And all them guys is filthy rich. They not bad management. They got excellent management.
Yeah,
It's just it's just more so like
yeah.
what I mean by that is like I come to find out with the whole PPE situation with for workers, right? Come to find out you have multi-million-dollar companies who was getting PPE money from the government and they wasn't doing nothing
Hmm.
to provide PPE for their workers, or they was getting the cheapest mask, the cheapest sanitizer, or they
Hmm.
were just making stuff up. But you got millions of dollars given to you to pay for these things. And you had some multi-million-dollar
Oh wow.
companies who double dipped. They double dipped.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now with them double dipping, do you think that with all this is happening, that somehow there will be different laws put into place once we transition in power to help change that? Because a lot of companies unfortunately benefited from the pandemic.
hell yeah.
Unfortunately, they did.
And the crazy part about it is you had probably about 50% of people who are under middle class who benefited too though. I mean, this was the year that it was all up for grabs. And I'm not condoning nothing like that with the legal scamming, but on my Facebook and on my timelines, the last 2 months ago, all I was hearing was, "I got my 10K, I got my 10K, I got my 10K." The sad part about it is, even with the loophole in the system, Legs was there for people to take advantage of. A lot of people took advantage of it, but didn't do the right thing. They didn't do nothing to get out of their current situation. Some
Mm-hmm.
did, but a lot didn't. I heard people, I seen people on my timeline who was yelling 10,000, 10,000 a few months ago. And I know these same people, we
Mm-hmm.
got mutual friends, and they saying they just asked for $20 till payday.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, with that being said, do you think the pandemic, do you guys think that it kind of educated people more on how to handle their money? You know, how to run their households, how to deal with their finances, or do you think it just made people um a little bit greedier? You know, there was a lot of tax breaks in the very beginning when things, began to happen. You had the small business loans, we had the stimulus checks. We had a lot of different resources that was coming out in the very beginning. I'm not saying it's happening right now, but in the very beginning, do you
Yeah.
think that allowed us, as a community, especially a black community, to be more educated and wise with our money, or do you think it just made people, just want to go out and just, be like, bump it, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and and not plan for the future, not even knowing what's gonna happen in this pandemic?
Go ahead, BY. You go first.
Well, I'm gonna say this, if because you gotta think we was closed down for what 3 months?
Yeah,
3 months,
not roughly.
and we've been in the pandemic for maybe about 8 9 months. So me personally, I think it should have taught you, like, first being able to conserve. You know what I
Hmm.
mean, and what that means. You know what
Shit
I
get
mean?
real out here.
Your money, uh, right? Your money, your food, just everything in the point, because when everything locked down, it was a different way of life. You know what I mean? People weren't going out, people were staying in. So even with that being said, like, with you just being at home, your utility bill is gonna be higher because you're home more. You're gonna be cooking more, lights are on more. You're watching more TV. So of
You're right
course you
about
had to
that.
be able to manage and maintain your finances, and then with food, you had to be able to conserve your food, because if you got, a big family, the food bill is probably going to be kind of high. You feel me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I think it definitely, should have taught you, how to conserve and utilize your assets more. What I mean, importantly, what you got, Lance?
I mean, me, I feel like, well, one, me personally, I know it affected me. It affected me in a good way and in a not so good way. And the reason why I say that, because when we got the little extra money, that was cool. It gave you opportunity on top of what you might have already been doing. It was a add-on. It was a plus. And through us, where we worked, we was blessed to be able to continue working if we chose to during that time. So
Ooh,
it
thank you.
was it was extra money on top of money that we was already having. So me personally, it benefited me, but in a good way. But on the not so good way, I noticed it played a down role on my son. You know, he's used to
Mm-hmm.
going out, playing basketball, doing the sports thing, signing up for something different, and he just moved out here from like Indiana. So he came out here ready to go. He came out here trying to sign up for everything. He want to
Yeah.
play every season. He want to do something. So with the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic, right when he came, he was just got through the basketball season. He's ready to do the soccer and baseball. Then boom, the pandemic, everything shut down. And for a while, he was okay with it. But now I noticed, like, it ain't nothing for him to do. It's like we can go places, but he can't interact with friends. He
Hmm.
can't do nothing with sports. So it's taking a toll on the children, I think. And and to answer your question, Hakina, about people just going out spending their money. Some people did right by it, got took the opportunity to get some things taken care of at home, get caught
True.
up on the rent because they thought survival mode. If they giving us money like this, obviously we in a situation. Let me reserve some money. Let me cut back on my
Exactly.
spending. Let me, when it come to grocery shopping, let's get the stuff that's gonna last longer than what we might usually do. So I think in a way, some people thought that survival smart mode, but then you had a lot of people who just jumped out there, was like, Yes, I'm gonna do what I want to do. This money is coming. Ain't no telling when it's coming back. I've been wanting them shoes. I keep seeing them shoes because they said Amazon skyrocketed doing that.
Oh yes, definitely, definitely,
So
definitely, definitely. I mean, and then on top of that,
Yeah.
they were limiting. When it first started, they were limiting how many things you can get at the store. You don't
yeah,
get a certain amount of toilet paper. You're going to get a certain amount, toothpaste. That was certain. Our basic needs were actually limited to what we could get
and
per
all them
per
old
visit.
people, all the
Yeah.
old people that couldn't get out there in time before Walmart decided to close at 6 o'clock. You had old people who wasn't aware of what was going on and didn't have no tissue, didn't have no water access. It was crazy. It was sad because those people really did get affected right as soon as it happened. As soon as the stores
Yep.
adjusted, it was boom. Yeah,
Yep.
that was unfortunate. Yeah.
Now you made a good point. You see, you talked about the
Hey,
kids. 'Cause,
hey, and then I
when,
ain't.
go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was
Go
just
ahead,
gonna
Jimmy.
piggyback on that. I ain't gonna lie, that the Walmart closing at 6 was a hey,
What?
it really threw me off because I like at 6 o'clock, like I be getting off work. You know what I mean? I may make a little Walmart run and Walmart closing mad early. Like, oh, what I'm
And
supposed to
Walmart
do?
you
Like, come
always go
on,
to. And
man. Like,
Walmart to go
oh,
to. When everything closed, Walmart open.
It's
Huh.
always open.
the go to.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, we have people watching. Just put your name in the comments. If you have anything that you want to talk about, anything that you want to share with us in regards to the village, please put your comments in. Let us know, how did the pandemic affect you? How did things change for you and your family, people around you? We would love to hear, the things that you have to say. And Lance, you made a good point because we're parents. And for me, it was different having my kids do virtual school. I know I've heard a lot of parents say, they didn't like virtual school. Now, throughout the pandemic, we've
Yeah.
seen both benefits, we've seen the drawbacks, being cooped up with our family for a long period of time. I wouldn't really, when it got cooped up, I would say having to spend more time and be invested in us being a family. We've had to do that during the pandemic. There's
Yeah.
been a lot of stresses for family, having to deal with the kids doing, the remote learning, the virtual learning things. A lot of parents, their jobs were affected, having to rearrange their schedules because their kids did that. How do you think? Do y'all think that has been a benefit for our children having to do virtual learning, and or do you think it's like a something they're missing, being in school, and how do you think the parents have been affected in this particular area? And I say that because as a parent myself, I personally love my kids going to virtual school. I love it.
Mhm.
I love having them home. At first, I didn't, because I thought, it would be a lack of their interaction, having to be able to be sociable, which is a skill that our kids needs. But I love them having virtual school simply because it has now allowed me to be invested more in what they're doing in school. Normally when they're in
Mhm.
school, I don't know, how the teacher talks to them. I don't know exactly what they're learning, unless they tell me. But my kids, because my work schedule allows me to be here, majority of their school day. I get to hear exactly what they're doing. I get to see how my
Yeah.
kids act in class.
Yeah.
I get,
Yeah.
I get to see what they're doing in class. So I actually have enjoyed it because it makes me feel like I'm more invested in my kids learning, and makes me feel like I'm more of a part of what they're doing and understanding more exactly what they're doing in their class. So for me, I actually end up loving them being in virtual school, and plus, it just made me feel a lot safer having them home. So what do what was some of y'all things y'all heard from parents, or y'all have experienced as parents with your kids
I
doing virtual?
mean, me, it's like that's another good and bad, And the reason why I say that is good because, like you said, you get to interact with your kids, you get to be involved and see how their education is going. You get to see how the teacher is actually adjusting her curriculum and still providing the good education through this,
Yeah,
and then it's giving your child a kind of idea of how the future could be potentially for working and have a career. A lot of this is going to take place behind the computer. A lot of you
yeah,
submitting information and emails and text back and forth. This is how we do it. This is how the big league is. It's not going to be walking in all the time. You're going to have meetings over the internet. This is the new way
definitely.
of doing things. So it gives them that note. But two things on the bad side as a parent for me. Me, I love my kids to death. But for them to be gone for 6, 7 hours on a day where I'm chilling and I get to do things, hell yeah. I mean, get y'all little ass up out of here for a few. Like shit,
I do.
go
Hey,
soak
I
up some
do.
knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Outside the damn house.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was
I'm just
coming.
being 100. Like I love them to death, but shit, like that's that time where
Yeah.
you get to catch up on what you need to catch up on. Like Christmas coming around. How the hell you supposed to do any damn shopping and you got these kids with you? It's like what the hell? It's like you can't win. So in a good sense, like I said, it's good quality time and it's a good step up for them to learn what they're going to have to do in the future. But on the downside, from a parent, we need that quality time when you going to school. That's like you going to work. Take your ass to work for a little bit. I'll see you in a few. Give me time to collect my thoughts. Give me time to,
Oh my god.
run my errands, clean up the house. But no, I mean, besides that, it's cool. Besides that, get your ass to school. Straight up. I'm not for it until they get this under
Hey,
control.
and then
But yeah, get your ass to school.
Oh, tell them come on up my
I'm gonna
house.
tell you something funny. One of my family members is a school teacher,
Hmm.
and they recently posted on they social like I'm sick and tired of being in this house doing this virtual teaching. I'm ready to get back to the classroom, ready to get back to my students.
Yeah.
I'm tired of the pandemic. So I think I agree with what Lance said. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good and bad, but I think just
Like
I
right
think
now.
it all breaks down to how you, huh?
I'm about to say, like right now, my daughter's supposed to be having dance class. She got to do it through virtual lessons. The whole point of her going to this new school,
Mm-hmm.
performing arts school, was for her to be able to excel with hands-on, direct dancing choreography and a
Yeah.
dance teacher. This sucks. She's able to do so much, of course, with the virtual, but it's nothing like having somebody there to lift your arm up to say, do it like this, do this with your posture. I sit and I watch her do it, and I notice like it sucks. It's like when my son do gym class, it's like he got to do push-ups and jump up and down when I know he'll feel a whole lot much better and it'd be more beneficial if he was running around the gym. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or if he was outside on the playground.
Right.
So, and I know the teachers feel
Right.
like they got to condense all their hard work over the summer or what they was participating on. I'm going to have my school kids doing this. We're going to go do that. We're going to do this type of activity. And I was like, all that is on hold. You know what I'm saying? Teacher of the year, you got to hold off on that because the kids can't do that awesome adventure you had planned. So yeah, it definitely sucks. If I was a teacher, I don't know. If I was a teacher, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
You'll be
have no
worse than
idea
the
what I
students,
do.
Lance. You'll be stressed out more than students would.
I'll be late. I'll be eating breakfast, talking to the kids. You know what I mean? Like, put some
So
toast in there
basically,
for me.
so so basically, I mean, it has definitely affected us being able to be sociable. In our kids, and as a mom, I often wonder, would that be harmful for my children in the long run? Because, during that age is when we learn how to, communicate with our peers. We learn how to, act and respond differently than we would in our household. And for our kids, they need that interaction, in that peer-to-peer socialization to know how to actually function. And they're going to
Yeah,
be missing out on that. And that's, virtual that, even with my son, he's in the first grade. It's very hard for first graders to sit there for a very long time
yeah,
and
yeah.
focus. to
Man, my
focus.
son, I don't know if he looking at if he on camera or not. With his expressions, he be often on his phone. I gotta take the phone. But I can't get upset with him because it's like only so much when you just reading on the
Mhm.
computer and just answering questions, and then your teacher talk. It's like the kids don't even have activities that they do too much together virtually because nobody's prepared for this. Now this gives everybody like us opportunity to come up with virtual games. Now we need to start putting our heads together and start coming up with virtual activities that kids can start doing amongst each other.
Mhm.
This is really, really, really
Well,
hot.
good
You have
point
to just
there.
cut
Good
it out
point.
the
And let
oven.
me ask you that, Brandon, because I know you and your wife are getting ready to start,
Thank you.
a new family, and y'all are getting ready to, just create a new life. Everything is new for you, and everything is great. This gives you guys an opportunity to see how things are on a whole other level. So now when you're creating your family, and you and your wife begin, y'all have to think about different things for your kids to be able to do in a whole nother way than what we did, growing up. So, how do you think that this will affect, you and your
Mhm.
wife moving forward when y'all begin to have family, because things have changed now. Things are differently. And like, I'm pretty sure that gives you and your wife
Well,
an opportunity to spend more time together, though. That'll be a great thing.
yeah, absolutely, and
Yeah,
I think we're definitely moving toward this whole virtual thing. So I definitely expect that the main investments here is going to be another laptops will be everywhere, and a lot of iPads going to be everywhere because we're just going in the
Hmm.
virtual. We're going in a virtual direction. And I
Yeah.
think you know what I mean. Like you said, like just you better have these laptops and iPads together because that's what it's gonna be. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. I actually read an article, I think it was Forbes, an article on Forbes.com, and it was saying the COVID-19 virus actually catapulted us 50 years ahead of time. Everything
mm,
things that we're doing now. These are things that we're doing now
Hmm.
that will actually end up being exactly how we live
mm,
in the future.
mm. Now, what y'all think about
Right.
this money that where our
Absolutely right.
money at? Where's our money? We pay taxes. We
Hey
work.
man.
We go
Hey,
out here
I
and we
need run
provide.
me that man.
They need to
I
run us
need
our
that.
monies. We need our coins. Where are our coins at?
I don't think we're getting any coins anytime soon, Lance. I really
They
don't
have
think we're getting any coins
they
anytime.
having the no they having the talk. They actually in the meeting now. Um McConnell made the comment that they're all having a meeting and they are to come up with some type of agreement before the end of the weekend, and they are not supposed to go on vacation until they get this resolved.
Okay.
Latest I saw on the money,
Okay.
um, it wasn't $1,200, but I could be wrong. I want to look it up to make sure, but it's supposed to be $600 and then an additional $600 per
Oh.
child. But
Okay.
but they going back and forth on the $1,200, and like they did before. But $600 is supposed to be what the Republicans came to as far as what they agreed on.
Okay.
But the
Well, like I
Democrats,
said last time, when it hits my account,
Mm.
then
yes,
that's when
yes.
I'll confirm that it's accurate.
Yep. Well. Once number 45 signs it, then you
Okay.
know it's coming. Once he has no he gonna sign. He has no choice to sign it. I mean, because once both parties agree to it, who are you to be the one to say no?
Exactly. Well, we cannot end this podcast tonight without talking about this vaccine. We definitely have to discuss this vaccine. So I've been doing a little research on it, just trying to understand what's going on. I'm not an advocate for taking it. I will
Mhm.
say that now. It would have to be mandatory for me to take it.
And that's what I'm
Um,
hearing is getting
um,
to.
yeah, and exactly. So it's going to have to be mandatory for me to take it because I'm not going to volunteer to take it. Not saying that I don't agree with having something that will eliminate, the spread of COVID because we definitely need something. I'm just not very, keen on, putting things into my body that I'm not very comfortable with, and the vaccine is one of those things. So, how do you guys feel about the vaccine? Do you think that it's something that we, as citizens should be comfortable taking? Do you think that there's enough information out there, right now, that we should even consider taking it, or do you think, what are your points of views on that? Would you let your kids take it, or your family members, or you guys, are y'all gonna take it? What about you guys in the village? Let us know in the comments. How do you feel about the vaccine?
I'm
Let
gonna
us
say.
know, are you gonna take it or not?
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna start by saying this. I just read an article today. Of course, Pfizer approved it.
Hmm.
Just read a article put out from Yahoo today.
Hmm.
Was given the vaccination and had a bad allergic reaction to it.
Oh yeah, I heard.
So,
I
and
saw that
this
too.
person
Yeah,
had no
prior
no
allergies and none of that.
no pre-existing conditions, no high blood pressure, no. Yeah, no. I say that to say this. I would definitely need more field tests done, and I hate to say it
Hmm.
like my body reacts to it may not be the way your body or land. So me
Yeah.
personally, I'm just not an advocate of taking things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all. I don't take a flu shot, and I've just fine every year. So that's just my
I'm,
opinion
I
on it.
mean,
I am
I
glad
agree
they
with
have
you.
something out, but it's definitely gonna be your discretion if you take it or not. So
I agree.
that's just how I feel about it. Lance. What you think?
I look at it like every other vaccine that they done came up with prior, it took years. You know what I'm saying? A development. And it took years to find out the full effects of what it can do to people.
Right.
And for two, as a black man in America, I am skeptical to any other black person in America to be skeptical about a government giving us anything that we are not assured what it is because of the prior history that it was done to us in the past. This is not me just jumping out saying, anti-government, none of that. It's just the US government has a history of using black folks as guinea pigs. And now all of a sudden they're saying the people that need to get it first are essential workers and black people. And this is a vaccine that ain't even been in trial run a year.
Hmm.
So I'm not against a
Right.
vaccine for the COVID, but I'm definitely against a vaccine for the COVID that was put together under pressure, put together under speed, and put together without having enough trial and error. Like you said, BY, like it ain't been out long enough for it to be in your body. You know what I mean? It ain't been on enough people to know, oh, this happens when you has asthma. This what happens when you have sinus issues and allergies. This what happen when you have low blood pressure. This what happens when you have a history of this. They don't have enough people for that. You know what I mean? So it's
Hmm.
like,
That is true.
nah,
Right.
not right now, not for me. And if the jobs, just to go on to what y'all asked, and if the jobs make it mandatory, my thing is this: if it's required for me to have to take this vaccine in order to be employed, my employer is going to have to sign a paper that is going to take full responsibility for anything that happens to me after I do this. I'm not taking it willingly, but if I have to in order to provide and have a career, the company should have full responsibility on anything that happens with me, medical bills or not. I don't care if you're full time, I don't care if you're part time, wherever you could receiving a check from, let's making you take this injection. They need to be responsible for whatever happens after that. If you
That is true.
die, my funeral should be covered and everything should be straight for my kids.
True.
If I get sick and I'm in the hospital, I'm not paying $100,000 bill because you told me I had to take it.
Okay.
It should all be on you.
And that is true. Let's go over to our Facebook comments. We have a few comments over here. People want to say hi to Demetrius, hi to Candace, hi to Irvin.
What up?
Um,
What up?
and Robert has made it very clear in the comments that he is not taking the vaccine. I'm not gonna put what he put, but it's very clear he's not taking the vaccine. Tina Muckle made a very good point. She said, "I'm not taking it just because they're giving it to the nurses first. That doesn't mean nothing, anything to me. It doesn't mean that the vaccine is still going to be safe." She said, "One of her coworkers, when they took the vaccine shot, even though they had a bad heart, he died the next day. That's
Whoa.
crazy. That's crazy."
Whoa.
Ooh.
That's crazy. And Robert said he's from Alabama. Ain't no more guinea pigs over there. So,
Oh wow.
yes, but they made it very clear. They're not taking it, and that's what I wanted to know about what in our community and people individually. Yes, we see the news, and yes, we see the ads and all these things. But what do we feel as actual individuals in our community? Or, do we feel comfortable? Do we feel safe taking this virus? And like you said, Lance, what it comes down to our job. Are they going to provide a package or a pathway that if anything happens to us, our families will be taken care of? If you're going to make me take this, okay, then what are the ramifications if I pass away, or if I get sick, if I'm paralyzed, will my family be able to be taken care of? I'm a single mom. I need to know that before I allow you to infect my body with something that I'm
And
not 100% sure what it is in the first place.
and here go the kicker. Here go the bullshit. They just passed the legislation to where if you get coronavirus at any establishment, they're not responsible. So if you already giving businesses, since y'all told businesses to open back up, and then you have businesses that open back up that are not following procedure, as a person that goes there and gets sick, you can't hold that restaurant or establishment for responsibility. So by them doing that, I'm already thinking that the corporations is not going to want to take responsibility for what happened to you when you injected.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Tina Muckle said, I am not taking it. I retire before I take it. Period. And the funny
Period.
thing is, a lot of people will end up feeling that way. A lot of people end up feeling like before they have to inject their body with something they're not comfortable with, in order to sustain
Hey,
a job.
hey,
I rather
Tina,
go ahead, B.
You there?
Mark, because that shows me Tina got a brain, a really good brain.
Yeah.
Because ain't no way this saying they would do it now, but this screams, like Lance said, it screams like Tuskegee Airmen Project.
Yes.
No, we're not doing a part two of it.
Ask
You know what I
yourself
mean?
this:
Like
when have black people in
this thing need
America?
to be out for a year. You know what I
Hold
mean?
on. Let me just say this real quick. As black people, and this is just I'm not saying this in no racial term. This is just straight up raw real shit. When in the history of America have black people ever got first dibs on something good?
Um, is that a trick
Now they want
question?
to give us first dibs. Now they want us to we get it first. Nobody's arguing that. They get
No.
it. Get the black. They need it first. They give it to them. They first. What? And
Yeah.
then like, what do you mean? We never
Yeah.
got dibs on nothing.
But Robert got a good point. Robert said the government is relying on patriotic
Hey,
ignorance,
that's a
meaning
good
they want you to
that's
believe
a
anything
good
they say. And the sad thing about a lot of older people who are conditioned to, where the government said, where the news said, their mindsets are set up that way. We are the more vocal and going into, our younger generation. They're the more radical. But you will have that generation would say, well, the government said, well,
Yeah,
and they will rely on that because that's the way their mindset has been for generations.
that's true. It's a lot of brainwashing. It's a lot
Yeah.
of brainwashing. Listen to what the government say because they love you. They gonna protect
yeah.
us. I mean, what they gonna do without us? That's what they looking at. I definitely understand that, and that's why you got so many people that went and voted though, because a lot of people. It's a good thing that was brainwashed in this sense, but that's part of the system to get people to go out and vote. Old people gonna vote regardless. They've been voting for the last 30, 40 years. But a part of what I'm worried about is how many people willing to lose their job not taking the vaccine. That's gonna be a lot of unemployed black people. Think about that. There's gonna be a whole lot of more unemployed black people. It's like they're gonna use this as the rod to help us further push ourselves back.
Yeah. That's when we start creating our own situations and our own businesses and our own things that we can sustain and make our own rules that apply to us as a whole.
We need some black owned biochemic labs. You know what I'm saying? Coming up with our black if it's a black problem like they claim it is, black people are so susceptible to get it or whatever. Why don't we have black scientists who are in on this? Why aren't we having specialists who are involved with black what is that astrology, not astrology, anatomy, black anatomy, or to get down to our blood type and our genetic base and DNA because we got high cholesterol and we're prone to have heart disease and all these issues. Where are those experts at on this virus? Where are
Yeah.
those people that chimed in on these meetings with Dr. Fauci? Because I ain't seen that many
Or
black
maybe
people in
we
the
need to
meeting.
find them and bring them on the
And you know
podcast. Maybe we
what?
need to find them and bring them on the village.
And,
Yeah.
and, hey, and you know what's crazy? They might be out there to be able to do scale that we need it done.
You're
Yep,
You
right.
know what I'm saying?
I
That's
agree.
why black dollars need to be funding things like this. So we could have been on our own
It's all
research. We
it's
could have
all
been
about
doing our
finance.
own funding. Yeah.
Yeah. Robert said those people will be
Yeah,
discredited because they would tell the truth. But at this point, Robert, that's what needs to happen.
yeah,
The only thing that's going
that's
to change, the only thing that's going to change what we're doing right now is doing something different than what we've already done. So if what we have not been doing before is telling the truth, it's time to start telling the truth.
Yeah, yeah. You
So,
got to get it out there. I mean, because I mean, some people just don't know. Some people, like I had a conversation with people at work. Some people say the vaccine can't be that bad. I mean, how bad could it be? Some people just don't know. Some people have no idea. Some people don't know the history of the government experimenting on people. Some people don't know that. There's a lot of things that people aren't aware of to where they're looking at this like it can't be that bad.
yeah.
The scientist says okay. Not realizing that Trump forced the the lead FDA guy to approve it. He forced him. He said, "You either approve this vaccine from them or resign tomorrow." How do
Yeah.
you tell somebody that? How do you do that on a public platform?
Well, Brandon just made a good point a few minutes ago. The Tuskegee experiment. It's been done before. It's been
Yeah,
done before.
people don't know.
Yeah.
They're not
A lot
aware
of
of
people
it.
a lot of people don't even know about what he just mentioned. A lot of
Yep,
people in certain areas don't even have never even heard that statement.
yep,
Or even haven't heard that they even occurred. That what he just
yeah.
talked about.
People don't know. People are not aware. People are not even aware how that whole thing happened with the whole AIDS pandemic, how that was started. It's a lot
Yeah.
of things that the government and scientists have done that if you do your research and you are aware enough, you would be damn sure second guessing anything they talk about giving you. I'd be second guessing some water they talk about drinking. They would have came out with this water talking about the water cures COVID. What you mean? Where you get this from? What mountain did y'all climb up and get the water dripping from? Where is this place at? I second guess anything unless it's money. That's the only thing I won't second guess from the government. Them sending me
Oh
money.
my God. Well, the good thing about this, you guys, is we have a platform where we can educate as much as we want.
Yeah,
So
most
that's the
definitely.
blessing about being here and and being together. We can all educate and teach exactly the things that we feel like they need to know. Right.
True.
So, guys, we're gonna wrap it up tonight. It's been amazing, amazing, amazing. Anything you want to lead out with, B? Where you go? Can you hear me, Brandon?
Be what?
Hey,
You
everybody
got
just
this?
stay safe out
Oh,
there.
okay.
Stay encouraged. Keep your head up. Yeah, I hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Everybody,
Okay.
can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Safe. Stay encouraged. And I would let this first one ride and see how it affects everybody and then go from there.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. And to close on out, Robert, he said, what people don't understand is, and I didn't even know this, Robert. So thank you for sharing this. He said, what people don't understand is different states are getting different so-called vaccines. This is how they operate.
Oh,
So
so
we
it's
need
not
to
the
know that.
same.
Yeah, we need to pay attention to that. And those are things that we need to be asking ourselves and researching, and that's a good topic. So thank you for that, Rob. We're going to
What?
look into that and bring that back to the table because I had no idea of that. I've never even known there was different states, but I can see that happening.
They
So,
probably give the nurses that we see on TV, they get the blue caps, and everybody in the world gonna get the red
Yeah.
caps. we
yeah.
gonna we gonna get the other one.
And that's a possibility. Yeah, that's a possibility. Well, Village, this is our show. We thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it. It takes a village, but we definitely enjoyed having you here. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your feedback. We can't wait to see you next week. So stay tuned in. Like us on Facebook at a hyphen new village. Instagram is at a new village underscore village. Twitter is at a new underscore village. We hope to see you next week. Thank you.
Yes, yes,
Anything you got,
yes.
Lance? You want to take it out? You good?
Just, just appreciate everybody for chiming in. Definitely do your homework on this vaccine. Make sure you spread awareness on about the history of the government giving us stuff. Y'all stay up. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all get y'all money and y'all take care of y'all families and have a good holiday.
Yep. And we'll see you next week with a new topic. We might do a little Christmas topic. We'll see. See
Yeah.
what we got. Might have one of
See.
our little
Yeah.
Santa Claus hats.
All
All right. All right. Well, we
right.
love you. All right. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.